What's going on, y'all? This is Cruz with Cruise Control Entertainment, and today we are in tune with Ty Hobbs, the owner of the Covenant Apparel. Come on, help me out here, goddammit. What we got going on, man? The Covenant Apparel.
Yes, sir. It's an aspirational clothing brand, which I made to inspire young teens and adults to take that first step towards their dreams and goals.
Mm-hmm.
And my motto is simply "the light is yours." So I really just try to push the narrative of like you have control over your life. And it's really up to you, how much you allow your light to shine. So that's just what I try to do. So I do Motivation Mondays, every Monday. I did this motivational journal too.
Okay.
Which has over 60 motivational quotes and just prompts and stuff for people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a book you made?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I use 2 or 3 of them on a daily basis, whether one I use for like business stuff. The second one's more personal, where I try to, debrief and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of just wanted to create a space for other people to have the ability to debrief or, have some place to jot down their dreams or their goals and stay on top of it. And even just receive motivation if they need it, because I know times be hard, life be lifing. So.
Yeah, life do be lifing.
Yeah.
So is that basically like everything you described it as? Is that what Covenant means, or what made you choose that name, and what made you make that your brand?
Man, the first name was very goofy.
What was the first? Nah, I want to know.
It's not really goofy, but it's goofy to me. It was long live and prosperity. Long, don't really have a catch to it, and like I was just like, that's kind of ugly. So, yeah. So one day I was actually reading the Bible, and I was learning about how a guy had came across. Well, no, he didn't come across, but the first covenant was the rainbow, and the significance of the rainbow is just saying that God won't flood the earth again. And when I learned that, I was like, dang, that's kind of cool. So for me, covenant was more so like a promise that, when it gets tough or it gets hard, I won't give up on, my brand. So I try to push that to other people so they make a promise with their goals and their dreams.
Right.
So, because life be lifing.
Right.
So you just got to keep going, just keep showing up every single day. Remember that you're in control at the end of the day.
Right.
So that's kind of how I picked it, and
yeah,
kind of stuck.
No, so I'm a graphic designer, and I know like going through and trying to look for fonts is like tiring as shit. So it's like finding the font, and like because I see on your hat you made like an art,
right? Like
effect. How many processes did you go through until you was like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna put it on a hat and put it on a shirt.
Well, it's crazy because it's not even like the font that's on my logo.
That's just.
It's just
okay.
It's the font that I happen to like. If I recall correctly, it might be Nazar or something like that.
Don't tell the people; they're gonna try.
Hey, I don't care.
Yeah, it's out there.
Hey, it is what it is.
It's out there.
If you use it, you use it. Hey.
Right.
But just as far as this one, how many times did it take me to get this? I was just like, all right, cool. So this is actually just a sample. Like I ain't even put these out or anything like that.
Okay.
Just kind of testing it. But I think that's really where I don't care about the font.
It's just
I'm probably not gonna use it.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you.
But it probably took me about 5 times just tweaking it, because even like communicating with the manufacturer, they have to get the exact artwork. But the mock-up file that I actually had, it had the hat sideways. So when I sent it to him, it was kind of tweaked to where like it looked like it was just on top, like going the same arc as the brim.
Right.
But when I took that font and text and moved it onto a straight hat, it wasn't the same.
Right.
So I had to tweak it, and it probably took me about 5 times to get it right.
Not listen, the process, and that's the joy of it though, is understanding that not everything's always gonna be perfect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what where are you originally from?
Nashville, 615.
615 shit. Okay. And what did you go to college?
Yeah, I actually went to UTC.
Okay. I don't know what I'm not from out here, so I try to get like familiar stuff. UTC is
UT Chat. It's about from Murfreesboro. It's about 45 minutes, an hour, depending on how you drive.
Mm-hmm.
But from Nashville, it's about 2 hours. So I wanted to get away from home, but not too far.
Okay.
All my family's pretty much in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what did you study in college?
Entrepreneurship and interior design.
Oh,
I smiled because I felt like I didn't really need to go, but I went for like networking purposes, and just the experience. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because a lot of people go to college and don't like use their degree.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see what you went for. So that's good. So now that you're from Nashville, you got this brand, you're pushing it in Nashville. What struggles have you seen building your brand, like with people supporting and like, you know, trying to get your brand out there?
Okay, so that's a good one. So I actually started back in 2020, in the midst of COVID, and the way that I actually was running my business at first was drop shipping. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but
Shopify?
No, that's just a platform, website platform. But drop shipping is more so like somebody places the order, and then the manufacturer sends that order to them. So like you don't have inventory on hand.
Yep. No, I'm familiar. I use Shopify, and they got something called Printify.
Okay, yeah.
And it's drop shipping through that.
Okay, yeah. So it's similar to, well, that's exactly what I was doing actually. And in the midst of COVID, you know, all these different regulations and rules started happening. So people that was placing their orders, they got them like 3 months later.
Yep.
And I really hated the fact that I didn't have any control over that. I did a little bit of a back. Well, I pulled back on dropping clothes. That's how I actually got into the journal, which was kind of crazy. I never thought I'd do something like that.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool to see that process. But as far as like seeing the support and getting the brand out there, it's just about consistency. You know what I'm saying? Continue to put content out, no matter if you get 1 like, 0 likes, no shares, whatever. Just keep putting stuff out there and just constantly creating. Honestly, you just gotta keep creating, keep doing different things, try new things. Marketing is always key.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to learn how to run ads. You know what I'm saying? Like doing different things. I'm doing pop-up shops, trying to go to different cities. I know people in different cities and states and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get them to tap in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can hit different areas, because I realized that my brand is not for everybody. It's not for my family and friends.
Why do you think that?
Because I wouldn't say my brand isn't, but every piece and clothing article that I create is not going to be for them. Because some of my pieces are going to be more fashion oriented. Yeah. Where, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to be comfortable with who you are. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be willing to try new things and get out of your comfort zone when you're dressing in order to make that fit, you know what I'm saying, pop. Right. So some of my friends, some of my family, they just simple. You know what I'm saying? Like they like the classic white tee, the classic black tee, stuff like that. And eventually maybe that'd be something that I offer down the line, but when I build these collections, it doesn't really pertain to that. I'm breaking boundaries, trying new things, trying to be innovative. So.
And you mentioned collections, so you just dropped the Cohesive collection.
Yeah, so
first Cohesive collection.
Yeah, so my first Cohesive collection was called the Dreamers collection.
Dreamers collection.
Yeah, so with that, I was redefining what it means to be a dreamer. And what that kind of looked like, I had a lot of inspiration that came from pretty much everywhere. This was a true experience, like that one where you say you really enjoy the process. Yeah. Like it took me over 1.5 years to fully get everything how I wanted it. And I just had to be patient. Yeah. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of trial and errors, but I was very much satisfied with, you know what I'm saying, the product and the outcome of it. But redefining what it means to be a dreamer is I'm really pushing a narrative of dreaming with your eyes open. So, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us dream and have dreams, but we only give them life when we sleep. But to be a true dreamer, you have to dream with your eyes open.
That's hard. That's hard. I like that.
So that's kind of what I was doing with the collection. So the colors that you'll see are fun. lively. I drew a lot of inspiration from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I know it sounds crazy, but if you go back and watch the movie as an adult, it's a lot of gems in there. Like
they got that's the one with the thumb people in it, right?
That's Spy Kids.
Oh, okay.
That's Spy Kids.
All right, my fault. Good.
No, you good. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. There's a kid named Max, and he had like a dream journal, and he created these characters, but it was good enough dreams to where they came to life. And his dream, like the characters that came and got him and took him to the dream world. Yeah. And he basically had to save it because it was getting overflown with like nightmares and stuff like that. So like he had to believe that it was real in order for him to tap into that true power. And
so seeing that as an adult is like more of a conscious thing. Like,
yeah,
it was really trying to teach us something.
Facts. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like the school systems nowadays, like not nowadays, they always been set like this, but they take that imagination and stuff out of you. They force you to go down these routes of math, science, you know what I'm saying, history, but none of that has anything to do with creativity.
Right.
So just seeing that as an adult, I don't know what made me watch that, but I went back and watched it. And then like even the colors you'll see, I drew inspiration from the Northern Lights. Okay. A lot of people go and travel to see the Northern Lights, but it's no guarantee that you're going to see it when you get there.
Right, because it only happens at a certain season.
It has to be right. Like the temperatures, the season, all of that stuff. So it's a risk, but you know what I'm saying? People make that risk every single time. Just
hoping they would see it.
Exactly. So it was kind of dope just to tie that to the collection and kind of exemplify that through the colors, like even some of the designs. So the T-shirt, I got like some squiggles and stuff, but for me, that kind of reminded me of the Northern Lights. So the shirt is called the Northern Light T-shirt.
Okay. Do you have that one here with you?
Yeah, it's the tan and the black.
Okay.
So those are the Northern Light T-shirts, and then I have 2 hoodies, and these are completely custom. So I did the sizing chart on these.
Okay.
I had to
fit a certain way, you mean?
That, and then also just making sure everything is right, because you see I have this little neck funnel. Yeah. Making sure that, you know what I'm saying, people have different neck sizes, so you don't want to be choking them or anything like that.
I know a motherfucker with no neck, so it's out there.
So like you have to just do trial and error and figure out what works. So even with this, like it's heat trimmed, sealed, which means, you know what I'm saying, most hoodies have like that extra piece at the bottom.
Yeah, a little thick, this thing.
Yeah. So like the hoodie don't have that. Like it's just clean cut.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah. So with that, I just tried to do something different. Like I feel like this is the piece where a lot of people aren't gonna naturally gravitate towards. Because it's different. The colors are different. So you see the gradients. I've never seen a hoodie like this. And the way that I designed it, I wanted it to feel like you had a blanket on, with it being a Dreamer collection.
Like a Snuggie.
Right. And if you go on the inside, you can kind of see.
It's like a cushion, like wool.
Yeah, like it feels like a blanket.
Yeah.
So like I was very intuitive about the details that went into this and stuff like that. So I was just excited to put it out. Like honestly, I didn't even care if anybody bought anything.
No, that's how it is. Yeah. So is that called sublimation? Is like this?
Yeah. So this one's actually sublimation, 100% polyester and 320 GSM. So that's the weight of the fabric.
Okay. And you get that from a manufacturer, or you sublimate it yourself?
Yeah. So I outsource it all. Okay. I do my own designs and stuff. So like I start my design process is kind of, I don't know if it's crazy or orthodox.
All creatives are crazy. So
okay, cool. Good point.
We're all crazy in here. So
yeah, so I just sent it to the manufacturer. You know what I'm saying? Details of what I want, where I want it, the placement, the type of print. So I have embroidery on the chest, and I have embroidery along like the center of the back. It's kind of like in a wavy font, but not wavy, but like it follows a wavy trail. Yeah, I would say. So. Yeah,
and that's the Dreamer collection.
Dreamer collection. Yeah,
and I like the color blue of the hat, and the hoodie. It's like clouds. Like it reminds me of like a dream. Type thing. So when you're going through this process of colors, do you have a something you're going for, or do you just get in there and just like let it find you?
That's a good question.
I got a few good ones.
I would say with this collection, this blue is more so a part of my brand's colors, I would say.
Okay.
I actually pulled most of these colors from the colors on the journal.
That's hard.
So like you can see it kind of got like light particles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Did you design the cover?
Yeah.
That's fine. What made you say this is what I'm gonna do? Because a lot of people, they make, like me, I make a bunch of Facebook status for like people like some motivational stuff, but I would never think to like put it in a book. What made you say like, I need this in a book? I know I'm switching from something else, but like,
you good.
What made you? Because a lot of people won't do that. What made you say I'm gonna put it on a book?
I don't know. The idea came. the idea literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it came out of nowhere. I think God,
right,
literally, you know what I'm saying, just said, you need to do this.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people really mess with the motivational Mondays. Like they tap in weekly. People.
That's on your. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
I do that often. I'm sorry. That's on your YouTube channel?
No, so I'm actually in the process of uploading those as shorts, YouTube shorts now.
Okay.
But mainly Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So the way that I used to do them, as I dropped the collection, I rebranded those as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to just create like a post, type everything out, and post it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll get a decent amount of reshares. People will really tap in. They message me, say, this one really helped me. I needed this. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that really motivated me to just want to keep doing it because it helps me, but I just love helping other people.
Right.
But as I rebranded it, I noticed that a lot of people really connect more with it as they see my face as the brand. So I've been recording myself, trying to get comfortable with that.
Right.
Like just talking about it and versus typing everything out, just saying it. But as far as the journal, I would say I listen to a lot of motivation. I listen to a lot of inspiration as it got me through some tough times and stuff like that. So motivation like gets you started, but it won't keep you going. It's just like
right. Gotta have a burning desire to keep going.
Right. So I know people struggle with that. So I kind of want to give that to, you know what I'm saying, people like me or just people in general. I know a lot of people don't really like to talk about their problems and stuff like that. So whether somebody needed an open-ended journal to debrief, to write their goals and dreams, or even just have something to reflect on the quotes.
Right.
So that's kind of what I did that for. And yeah.
And is that released? Is that like people can purchase that right now?
So I'm not selling these anymore. I'm working on the next journal actually.
Okay. So they've already been out and okay.
Yeah, so these came out in 2021. And I had sold a good amount of those. But now what I've been doing with the remainder of the ones I have been donating them.
That's dope.
To people that need it, or like even just organizations that have something to do with mental health or helping others like just get back on their feet.
Right.
So
that's dope. Yeah, it's all about giving back once you're able to get to that point.
Right.
So, because I said something. I said, like now that my cup is full, like my cup runneth over. Now it's my turn to start pouring.
Right.
Because when you're too full, you're just leaking out. You like that?
You should.
Oh, you want the bomb?
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I said it in this song that I'm making, but that's another story. So what makes you think like everybody got a clothing brand?
Yeah. What
makes you think your brand is gonna stick out for everybody else's brand?
You want me to be real?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be cocky or anything when I say that, but say what I'm about to say. But I realized the clothing brand market and stuff like that is oversaturated. Like, but this has been something I've been wanting to do since I was 4 or 5. Like my mama tells me all the time, like, hey, it's crazy that you're doing this, because I don't know if you remember, but you literally used to be in the store saying, I'm gonna get me a clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of crazy to see it come to fruition. But I think the reason why my brand is gonna last is the fact that it's not just a side hustle for me. It's not me just trying to do something because everybody else is doing it.
Right.
It's a passion. Not only is it a passion, but you know what I'm saying, I have real big goals that I want to do. Like eventually I want to start doing fashion shows in Milan and Paris and New York, you know what I'm saying, during Fashion Week.
Right.
So I want to be like a household name eventually, and really, really take off and be one of those brands that's up there and built to stay. So.
And when you say, do you plan on doing like runway shows, like fashion shows of your own, like hosting a fashion show, or what are your plans going forward with pushing the brand? I mean, don't tell me like your plans, but like, what do you see? Where do you see Covenant within the next 2 years?
2 years?
I know it's a short time, but
let's see. So in 2 years, I would say that I would love to see Covenant have enough traction to where I could quit my full-time job and fully focus on this and scaling it and just doing this full-time, because at that point, I have nothing but time to really invest in this, and just make it what I believe that it could be. So I would probably say new collections. Of course, I'm steady learning, so like I'm even building out like my structure, where like every time I do a collection, you'll see something innovative, some different, some new stuff, something you probably never seen before, or something you have seen with a twist or something like that. So that's the purpose I feel like behind my collections, creating that cohesive story, telling something, influencing people, and really trying to connect with people and make them feel something.
Right.
Outside of that, it would be more so along the lines of just having fun and being creative. So the stuff that you'll probably see more often is, like I said, maybe those simple tees or simple hoodies or stuff like that.
When I think of fashion shows, I think of people like wearing like triangle things on their head, like weird shit. Like is that like? Cause I don't understand fashion.
Yeah,
I got this from Target, so
hey, it's fine.
Oh, I appreciate it. It was on clearance too. It was pretty cool.
Hey,
but
steal. That's a steal.
But I don't understand fashion too much. So like, why do they do that? I mean, you're in the fashion world. Why do they do weird? I guess I can't call it weird because I don't understand it. But
you can call it weird. I feel
weird.
like weird is just a thing that, you know what I'm saying, is outside of your reference point.
Yeah, like I don't understand.
Right. But like for me, I'm still getting in, learning about that, because it's like I wouldn't necessarily do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the reasoning from what I've seen so far is just testing boundaries, trying to do new things that haven't been done. I would say even just being abstract. Like I feel like a lot of that stuff is abstract.
Right.
Like they just are being creatives.
Yeah.
So like 9 times out of 10, I don't think people actually wear that stuff out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Do they actually sell it, or what's the point? It's just them, like you said, being creative, like thinking of like the most random creative thing.
Right. So like I think with those objects and pieces and stuff like that, they probably make like limited.
Yeah.
And people that really want it go get it. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
just
think
to have it at the house.
Yeah. I've never really seen anybody just wear some crazy thing.
I seen a video the other day, and it was this guy with like leather pants, and it was like around his waist, but like there was like assless chaps and like just pants like below his waist, just walking, like his pants were down, but there was a thing holding it up on his waist. I was like, what is, like, why are they doing? And he's on the runway doing it. I'm like, I'm confused. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Like me personally, my favorite designers, they don't really be doing stuff like that.
Who's your favorite designers?
Currently, I would say Ruji.
Okay.
So he's the owner and founder of Rude.
Okay.
And he's done a few collabs with Lamborghini, Ferrari.
Dope.
Some real dope stuff. Like if you get the chance, like that's a cool,
check him out.
That's a cool dude. He actually just dropped a collab with Zara.
I be seeing that shit.
Yeah.
It always pops up on my
On your story.
Yeah, and they got some dope ass designs, but I don't be trusting it because I ain't never seen it out in stores or nothing.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I actually had gotten a few pieces of this last little drop collab that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, the quality on this it really inspired me because I'm like, the quality is great, the designs are fire, like everything is clean. That's some of the things I try to incorporate into my brand. Like I don't like my stuff feeling or looking like it's cheap.
Right.
I'm big on quality. So that's another reason why the process takes so long. But outside of Ruji, I would say Jerry Lorenzo, which I know a lot of people have really heard of him.
I don't know any of these people,
really?
but like I'm rocking with you. Like
you might know it if I told you the brand.
Go ahead.
Fear of God or Essentials.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
That's him. Like you'll see his design style is a lot more minimalistic, simple.
Yeah.
But
I like the
comfy and
Essentials
oversized.
Yeah. The oversized shit because I got like a little gut, so it's like and I see something. It's this shirt that it's like it's perfect for the shoulders but loose in the gut. But I be looking at it like I just feel like they trying to like get me. They know somehow that I'm chubby in my algorithm. Like how did they find that out? So is there a certain way you can make clothes to make it fit a certain body type?
Yeah, definitely. It's just the stitching, I would say. The stitching, the materials, and honestly, that might be it. To be honest, stitching the materials, I feel like that's the main key points. Unless, like I said, I'm still learning, so it may be some stuff I don't know.
What do you think about AI? Like how everybody, like somebody can hop on their phone and get Chat GP, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And they can create an image and throw it on a shirt.
Like that shit's kind of crazy.
That's crazy, right? And it takes away from people like actually like being humans creating. So do you feel like that's going to take over, or do you feel like real people are going to, still make this what it is, like the real art form?
So I feel like the people that's going to gravitate towards the AI stuff is going to be the people that's doing like the side hustle type thing. And you know what I'm saying? It's not really, they don't have fun doing it. It's not a passion or anything like that.
They just know they can make some money off it.
Yeah. I would say it won't really last as far as like in the creative world, simply because I'm going to misquote this, but it's definitely from, I think it's Pound Cake with Jay-Z and Drake.
Yeah. And
it was like something about good music lasts forever, but I see that as just like art. You know what I'm saying? Like the bullshit is not gonna stay. It's gonna phase in and out. But you know what I'm saying? Like even like the classic albums and stuff like that, when you relate it to like music, like MJ, that's a classic artist. He's a household name. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody,
all cultures.
Exactly. So, and that's just because of he was a true creator.
Right.
Like no shade, but like Iggy Azalea or something like that.
Yeah, trash.
She's gonna phase in and out.
Yeah.
Like so, that's kind of how I look at it. I think it's kind of cool that AI is doing stuff like that because I'm like a nerd. So I like technology and stuff like that too.
Yeah. But when it gets in the way of like art, it's like, damn, that shit is trash.
Yeah.
So people, when they're looking for clothes these days, the economy is like everything's expensive right now, inflation. What helps you get through to still, sell your brand and sell your clothing to people while times are hard like this?
Honestly, I ain't thought about that too much.
Good dope sells itself.
I mean, true, but at the same time, like I look at it as quality. Like you're not really. A lot of people, I feel like there's like 3 categories of people. People that love to just spend money. You have people that don't really like to spend money, but they'll spend it if it's good quality and something that they really like.
Right.
And then you got people that it's just very cheap. And the very cheap folks is really not in my audience. Like so, mine is more so the two, the other two. So when I create things, I'm creating it for those people that, you know what I'm saying, they want to try new things and don't mind spending money, but they just want to get that quality, and because they know that it's good quality.
They'll last longer.
Right.
How do your clothes do after washing them? Like, is it a certain way you gotta wash it? Because when I get clothes and I wash them, it's like I wear it once and it's too small. And sometimes I'll be like, damn, this dryer is, man. And then my girl will tell me like, nah, you just getting big. I'm like, get the fuck, like, nah, something wrong with these clothes.
Why she play you?
She always trying to talk shit. I don't.
That's funny.
Like, how is your clothes after washing it? I know it's a big deal.
So this one probably done. This hoodie I got on probably been washed like 3 or 4 times. Honestly,
brand new.
Okay. So, that's something I kind of make sure I communicate. I don't want clothes to shrink.
Mm-hmm.
So like even my shirts, I've washed those a few times. So I have my own like pieces that I've worn from the collection, and like I wash them, like and dry them and stuff like that. But like if it's something that's kind of out of the norm, I will make sure that I include like detailed care instructions.
Okay.
But typically like cotton is more inclined to shrink.
Mm-hmm.
That's typically why they shrink in the washer and the dryer.
That makes sense.
But like, for example, like this 100% polyester, it's not really gonna shrink. It's already stretchy a little bit. So it's just about knowing the different fabrics and knowing what you're going for. Because if you want to, like, I could sell something that's gonna shrink and make it. You know what I'm saying? Cotton, I feel like it's naturally gonna shrink over time, but you can kind of slow down that process. I feel like with the thickness and different things like that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, and that's something I was thinking about when I'm looking at your hoodie. Like, it kind of gives me like a frat vibe.
Really?
Yeah, like the font gives me like frat, and then the color too, it gives me like Kappa, Theta, Beta, whatever they. I don't want to disrespect the brotherhoods.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was thinking, do you hand pick your fabrics before you place the order, or do you get something printed and then see how it comes out?
So I actually just bought this fabric book where I'm kind of actually trying to deep dive and learn about the different fabrics. So it came with like swatches, to where I can feel them and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna incorporate that more so into the next collection. As far as this one, it was more so of me getting samples and just keep testing it and
just
to
learning.
see. Yeah. So like this is my first time creating something in this magnitude. So like even the next collection, like I think this collection probably had 10 pieces. I didn't even bring the trench coat. I did a trench coat.
Oh, he would have loved the trench coat.
Yeah, and that was my staple piece. So that one was pretty neat. But outside of that, I had 4 beanies, the 2 hoodies, that's 6, and then 2 shirts, that's 8, 2 pants, that's 10, plus the trench, that would have been 11. So I had 11 pieces. So for the next collection, I'm going for about 25 pieces.
Damn. Doubled up.
Yeah.
Plus 1.
Yeah.
So what makes you say, okay, so was it I don't want to get into your numbers, but like, was the sales that good that on the next one, you're like, all right, we doubling up because I know it's going to sell?
No.
It's just a creative process.
Yeah. I feel like the way that I look at it is the collection, I want it to stand out. I want it to be, like I said, I want it to be cohesive and tell that story.
Right.
And more pieces, you just find different ways to tell that story through those different pieces. So that's the way I was kind of looking at it. So, like I said, I don't even care if it sells or not. I'm not doing it for the money. Of course, it's nice and it helps me, you know what I'm saying, grow and continue to do this on a bigger scale.
Right.
But I'm not doing it for the money. It's more so just about love and passion. Like I really just enjoy it. And if people can resonate with it or, you know what I'm saying, really connect with it, then that's amazing.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
So someone that's interested in your brand, what would you tell them? You know, they're looking for something to wear and they see you and 2 other guys at a pop what's it called, a pop-up shop. What would you say to someone, you know, that's interested in your brand, you know, to help them stick as a future client?
Excuse me.
if that makes sense.
So if I was giving them like a seller's pitch?
Nah, like, so basically, if someone's watching this interview right now,
Right.
and they're like, oh shit, this dude is like kind of cool, like I kind of want to cop something, but I don't know, like, yeah, like a seller's pitch, like what would bring them into you, like, why is your brand, why is it you that they want?
It's different, just like me.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like this whole brand is just for people that's different, because you know what I'm saying, the average person is not gonna go chase their dreams. They gonna settle and conform to society, and you know what I'm saying, oh, like I have to do this because they said I have to do it.
Right.
This is not for you then. You know what I'm saying? This is for the people that's willing to bust their ass and really get out there, and just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have those days where you feel like shit. You're gonna have those days where you don't feel like getting up, getting out the bed, but you have to know your why. You have to know why it is you're doing what you're doing, and then that's gonna fuel you on those days where, you know what I'm saying, you don't have anything left in you. You know what I'm saying? So that's like your recharge. That's when you go back to your roots.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I know my why. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for me to be able to communicate and be a little bit more positive on my outlook as far as life. I have not had an easy life. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, most people haven't. But a lot of people let that define them when that's not. It doesn't have to be the case. Like you writing your own story. You know what I'm saying? The light is yours for real. So when you realize that, and you climb out of that darkness that you've been in, then you'll see how bright you can actually shine. That's just the beauty of it to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just dope like that.
So we're gonna close this out right here. Before we close it out, I want you to flip to a random page in your book.
Bet.
And see what God tells you to read.
Yeah, this is cool.
See, I knew it. So
the quote says on this page is, "Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be." That's by John Wooden.
Can you like expound on that? I just like to hear people's thought process. You could read it again too. Oh, you probably lost the page.
I remember it.
All right, bet. Oh yeah, it's your book. The
fuck? Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be.
I just heard it again and it resonated, but go ahead. You can expound on it. That's hard.
I would say that what that means to me, at least, is, you know what I'm saying, people fail every day. But when you sit there and actually analyze why it is that you failed, and you're reiterating that process, if you have a entrepreneur mindset, a design, like you do design thinking, you deep dive into like what's going on, then you're able to change and grow. And if you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. So you have to be uncomfortable, and that can only come from failure.